You know, a lot of people don't know that we're sisters. You know, that's something I never talked about in the beginning because I didn't want it to be a crutch. You know, I didn't want people to be like, oh, you know, that's her sister. I didn't want that to be my accolade of mine. But now that, you know, I've solidified my spot, then I go ahead and talk about it. But a lot of people don't know it, though.
Girl, Nia Long and Sommore have to be the most distant sisters in Hollywood because how do you explain them having almost nothing to do with each other? At first, many people believed they kept their relationship private so Sommore could establish her own place in the entertainment industry without constantly being labeled as Nia's sister. But now, both women have built successful careers of their own, and they still don't seem to have any kind of relationship. Even more surprising, Sommore appears to stand firmly by her decision to keep her distance because, according to her, the Nia she knows behind the scenes isn't someone she wants in her life. So, what's really going on here? And what exactly did Nia do to create such a deep divide with her own sister? Now, both Sommore and Nia Long are famously private, and you rarely see either of them in the spotlight unless they're promoting a project or making a professional appearance. The first time many people learned they were biological sisters was during an interview Sommore did with Divine Martin. She explained that she had never publicly discussed their relationship because she wanted to build her career as a comedian on her own merits instead of being recognized simply as Nia Long's sister. That reasoning made perfect sense because Nia had already become a well-known actress with significant recognition, especially within Black Hollywood. If Sommore had introduced herself everywhere as Nia's sister, it likely would have been much harder for her to create her own identity and reputation in the industry. Later, Nia publicly acknowledged their relationship by posting a side-by-side photo of herself and Sommore on Instagram with the caption, "The funny one in the family." Sommore even liked the post, but just a few hours later, Nia unexpectedly deleted it without offering any explanation. It almost seemed as though she wanted to give her sister a public shout-out, but became uncomfortable once the post started attracting attention and decided to remove it. However, when their father, Nia Long, passed away in 2020, Nia shared a heartfelt tribute celebrating his life and legacy, while also mentioning her sisters. She wrote, "My father was a master of words, an educator, a mentor, and a hero in his community. A poet with stories to tell about the Black."
Yeah, we have the same father, so yeah, my dad is proud.
Are you guys close?
We speak from time to time, but we're not. I won't be babysitting her kids, no.
You so silly. You all right with me, girl?
I mean, that's how it is in life. I mean, I tell people all the time, we have the same father. We're not necessarily sisters.
The thing is, their father had Sommore first in 1966, but his relationship with her mother didn't last, and they broke up not long after Sommore was born. For years later, he began a relationship with another woman, Nia's mother, and together they welcomed Nia. However, that relationship also ended when Nia was only 2 years old. After the separation, Nia's mother packed her bags, left New Jersey, where the family had been living, and moved first to Iowa and later to Los Angeles. As a result, Nia grew up without a father figure, while Sommore was able to maintain a relationship with their father simply because she lived much closer to him. Nia has also admitted that she initially felt resentful about the situation because she longed for the father-daughter bond that Sommore experienced, but never had the opportunity to enjoy herself. Since Sommore and Nia didn't grow up in the same household or spend much time together during their childhood, it's really no surprise that they never developed a particularly close relationship over the years.
Because I think for a lot of years I was disappointed and angry, and I wanted, my dad to read me a bedtime story and be there and do all of the things that a daddy is supposed to do. And
This all happened long before the internet and social media existed. Back then, there was no easy way for them to stay in touch, especially when neither parent seemed interested in making sure they built a relationship. Despite that, Sommore has shared that they did try to reconnect as adults. They exchanged a few phone calls and even met in person a couple of times. However, every time they got together, the energy just felt off. As we mentioned earlier, Nia was already the bigger star while Sommore was just beginning to establish herself in the entertainment industry. Even today, it's fair to say that Nia remains the more widely recognized name in the family. However, as her fame continued to grow, reports began circulating that she had developed a difficult attitude, and it allegedly became a recurring issue. She was said to have a strong sense of entitlement that many of her co-stars struggled to deal with, earning her a reputation for being difficult to work with. While filming The Best Man holiday, Nia reportedly insisted that her character wear white instead of black during a funeral scene. According to the story, production was delayed for nearly an hour before the crew eventually agreed to her request. Then there was the reported tension between her and Taraji P. Henson on the set of Empire. It was alleged that Nia arrived on set late on multiple occasions and became upset after Taraji called her out over it. Reports also claimed that she pushed for script changes that would expand her role from a guest appearance into a major character who could rival Taraji's iconic character, Cookie, but those requests reportedly went nowhere. As if that weren't enough, Nia was also said to be consistently unhappy with her hairstyling and frequently asked for it to be redone until she felt it met her expectations. In response to criticism, Nia defended herself by saying that she simply knows what she wants, knows how she wants to look, and isn't afraid to speak up until she's satisfied.
We open doors for brown girls to be exactly who we are, and that's beautifully complicated. And so it's been a blessing and a curse because here's what I do know. Nia Long knows her light. Nia Long knows her makeup. Nia Long knows her hair. And you probably can't talk me into something else unless you show me. If you want to call that difficult, then sorry.
But when Nia reportedly brought that same behavior into her relationship with Sommore, Sommore wasn't having it. According to the claims, Nia expected her sister to defer to her because she was the bigger star. Meanwhile, Sommore entered the relationship hoping they could get to know each other as equals and build a genuine connection. She had already heard many of the rumors surrounding her sister's alleged behavior, but she was willing to give Nia the benefit of the doubt until she experienced it for herself. Once Sommore realized she wasn't receiving the respect she expected, she decided to set firm boundaries and keep her distance. It's hard to fault her for choosing her own peace instead of investing time and energy into a relationship that never seemed firmly established in the first place and, in her view, wasn't likely to grow into something meaningful. Nia also appears to have little interest in discussing her relationship with Sommore and seems comfortable with the distance between them. As long as the two aren't publicly feuding or trying to compete with one another, many people don't see it as a major issue. Some fans have even shared their thoughts, saying, "I've met Sommore several times. She's a sweetheart and very down-to-earth." Others have commented, "It is what it is." Hopefully they'll come to terms someday. Another person wrote, "I grew up with all my siblings in the same house, and I didn't like all of them." It's okay not to have a close relationship with your siblings. Sometimes you simply have nothing in common. Many viewers also believe there isn't necessarily any bad blood between the sisters. Instead, they feel the emotional bond was never truly formed because they didn't grow up together. Not every sibling relationship turns out to be close, and both women have gone on to build successful careers and lives on their own terms. But what do you think about their relationship? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, baddies.